Oh man. I had no idea this was in here. Kind of like a combined autopsy and morgue section.
Imagine if these aren't even fake teeth. Different types. Yeah. It's like I'm even looks like a little molar or something.
Alright, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today, Sonny and I are going to be exploring an abandoned medical center that was specifically developed for veterans coming back from war who had PTSD. I think that's kind of a unique, cool factor to this place. And also on top of that, it is strange that this place still has power, considering it's been closed for about a decade. But I think that's another really unique factor of this place as well, and it's going to be something a little different, and I think you guys are going to really like that. But with that being said, I think we're ready to head on around here, so let's go around and see what we can find.
Alright, so the first room we are going to check out is the laboratory, which feels kind of like a fitting intro to this place, just considering that they were developing a lot of different types of protocols for PTSD treatment, and I'm sure some of that could have been through medicines, but there's also, you know, all types of stuff that they can do in research labs. So, just kind of interesting when you think about that, and all the people who sat here and was, you know, just a daily job of working and trying to help these people who are really struggling. I think that's actually a really big deal because a lot of people don't realize how much of an impact PTSD has on veterans and other people in general too. A lot of people struggle with PTSD, but it is cool to be in a place where, you know, that was like a main focus, trying to help people who are struggling, because that is something really awful to go through. You see over here is the emergency shower, the shower head and the lever, which, I mean, there probably isn't water running to this place, but I'm not going to pull and find out because that's like a lot of, it's like gallons and gallons that comes dumping out of this thing, because, you know, it's supposed to be used when you're, you know, kind of getting chemicals, like serious chemicals on you. Same thing for this eye wash, which is down here. I looked at a lot of the dates on here because you can see when they inspected it and made sure everything was like still up to date and functional. A lot of it's like in the past 2010, 2011, 2012. So it's been a little while since this place has been in use. There's really not much else left in here except like this box full of random powder. I looked on the side of the box. It says something about like dental use, but I don't really know how that fits into like this place here. It just looks very weird. But anyways, we're gonna see what other rooms are in this place and see what else this place has to offer. So, as you can see on this wall right here, it looks like this place used to have a security system, but now it says out of system, which is good for us because that means we do not have to worry about it. Okay, and really briefly before we head upstairs to see what else some of the other floors have in store for us, I think this is a treatment suite, but more specifically probably dental. You guys probably saw that it said dental patients. There's like a section just, I guess, on this first floor probably for all of that. And I noticed that there's like this round base like shadow, maybe like if there was like a dental chair or something, like a unit put in here that they probably took out probably some years ago. So you can kind of imagine that here. There's like the little foot pedals, which makes me think like, you know, sometimes that's connected to how they have those like little water-based drills and whatever, all the tools in dentistry. So I guess that could have been that aspect of this place. But either way, we're gonna head on upstairs, check out some of those other floors. We have quite a few ahead of us, so don't want to get too caught up in here. Okay, so I think this second floor must have been all x-ray, which I had no idea this was in here, and wow, it is so preserved. That is crazy how clean it is in here. Usually people absolutely destroy places like this, but it's awesome actually to see it in this state. Actually, see over here they have that little like protecting, it's not really like a door, but you know, it's like made of a certain material that a worker who's like a tech here would be behind to protect themselves from the radiation, because, you know, lots of radiation, not so good. There's also another version of that over here too, with a little window as well that they could be behind, so that when the patient was getting their x-ray, they're just chilling back there. Here is the opposite perspective. I'm like kind of inside that little protected window area that the employee here in charge would be at. So you can see that there's, I don't even know what kind of stuff this is, but this definitely corresponds to the machine itself. It's also in Advantex. That's the same branding as the X-ray machine itself, so that's probably had to do with operating it, and I guess maybe you would push the button for the X-ray image to be captured. That's super cool. Again, I'm just very in awe of how clean this place is. There's also a like this General Electric ortograph too. Not sure what that is, but either way, still super, super cool. Just looking at this thing, I'm just still in awe. Wow. I don't know. Like I said, I've always been a sucker. You guys know if you've been watching my videos for a while, I've always been a sucker for the medical bits and bobs left behind, always looking for that kind of stuff. That plus the fact that this place is so clean, it just feels really eerie in here. But wow, that is freaking awesome. And that's actually not even it. There's more. I don't know if I've ever seen such a good quality X-ray machine in a place. Other than like, obviously in real life, like going to an actual hospital, like it feels almost identical. Still just like, wow, that is awesome. That is really amazing to see this. And I'm not really sure what this machine does. It must also be related to X-ray just because it's like in this section and, you know, kind of lumped under the radiology stuff. The little tag on it I can read from here says X-ray apparatus. There's this little, oh, did like the, I don't know if you guys can hear that. I think the central air just came on. I mean, again, there's power in here, but I've never heard that the entire time we were here, so that is so weird. And over here looks like there should be like a little medicine cabinet, and then this is where the X-rays go. Oh, and I guess this must be where all the files were probably kept at one point in time, or at least all the X-rays and everything as documentation. You see it's all empty now, but at one point this was just full of everyone's medical information, everything super personal about them. And now it is just gone. Here's another lab on that same floor. Not really sure if they did anything different in this one compared to that other one we saw earlier. Definitely like how it looks better. But yeah, you know, like I mentioned earlier, that's probably a lot of experimental stuff kind of going on because they were trying to develop so many different types of treatments for their patients here for PTSD, but hard to know exactly. It seems like they did take a lot of stuff out of this place. We're kind of run by floor, and a lot of rooms are pretty empty. But we're going to keep making our way through because I'm sure there's a lot of cool stuff left to be discovered here. Making our way up yet another floor. A few more to go. We're trying to kind of get this in because it is getting dark quickly, but here we are. Floor 3. Let's do it. So I think the floor we are on now has a lot of patient rooms right now. Not too sure if there's going to be other stuff that's going to maybe surprise us later on, but I did notice that a lot of the door handles are slanted, and it seems like this room probably is very modified to keep someone, you know, struggling with mental illness safe, because it never is, I guess, bad to take extra precautions. I mean, it makes sense. PTSD is a very, very rough condition to deal with, and unfortunately, very sadly, the suicide rate for people in the forces, any form, you know, is fairly high. It's a very difficult thing to go through, so just little things that you kind of notice when you're looking in rooms like these that kind of give a little bit of context and really fit, you know, the whole, you know, military hospital type of thing here. I'm kind of seeing the same theme in the bathroom here. So you can see like these mirrors here are made in a way that you can't break it. It's not glass, you know, so that's something to protect the people who are staying here. And a lot of the like sinks, they don't have like sloped like pieces, you know, anything that can reduce the chances of someone trying to harm themselves, which is, again, super, super important. And I just didn't even realize what coming in here we would see things like this, but it makes perfect sense. Even more stuff related to harm reduction, and I didn't even think that this was going to be in here. There is a padded room, which some people, you know, call them like isolation rooms. There's a bunch of different terms, I guess, for it, because I'm more commonly I guess I've gotten most exposure, I guess is the proper way to say it, to padded rooms in asylums, psychiatric centers. But you have to think, again, in the same way, the struggle of going through PTSD, and, you know, it's important to have things like this in place if someone is really in that negative mindset that they could cause harm to themselves. I guess They even have like the bed still in here, probably, you know, they probably would have had a mattress on it or something that, I don't even know exactly how this works, but looks very uncomfortable. There must have been a mattress somewhere, but either way, you know, and otherwise the room would have been fairly bare bones. And right next door there is another one, because of course they probably had a high need for things like this. This is actually interesting. I mean, this was already here like this, but it gives you some perspective on the like layers of like foam and how deep it actually goes. It looks like it goes about an inch into the wall. Again, all for protective purposes. Even like where I'm walking, like I can feel like a squish under my feet as I walk. Oh man.
That still works. That's
That is, yeah, I know. When you did that, I almost thought it was, yeah.
That's really looks good.
Oh, and there it goes, yeah. That's probably the funniest thing ever. I've never had an experience like that in an abandoned building before.
Creepy.
Alright, we're headed up yet another floor. So now this is going to be floor 4. Not sure what to expect now. I mean, I feel like we've seen all kinds of cool stuff, so I'm going to stay positive, and I think we're going to find some really good stuff in here. You guys hear that? Oh, it's just the door. We were getting all freaked out thinking someone was in here pushing all these buttons, but...
Yeah, the door's off the track.
Oh. He's just freaking out. This door is just like... Yeah, I thought it was like some weird like person in here like just clicking the button. And of course, on this floor we have yet again another padded room. This one you can actually get a better idea, a little bit of like what the bed would have looked like. But still, just like that hollow, bare feeling in here. It's just something you'll never be able to shake. And it's just crazy, again, how many they have in here. But it also just makes sense, because you want to be well equipped for anything that any of your patients could be going through, especially with the population they had here. But I don't know, just seeing this just kind of blows my mind. Like I said, I've never seen anything this pristine and just like kind of in the same state that a patient would be seeing it in if this was still operational. So that makes it really weird. So this door is open on this upper floor. Sonny's popping a squat.
Gotta get some fresh air.
Get a seat. Probably your legs probably really hurt. Mine really do, but wow. You guys want to get a peek of the campus a little bit, because there are multiple buildings here. We just haven't had time to check out anything. We kind of beeline to the main medical building, but still, it is really nice. Really fresh. Yeah. But yeah, kind of this is like the big picture of where we actually are right now. It's kind of really cool out here, and still a little bit more to navigate around. We want to still go down to the ground floor, check out what's down there, see if we can get a morgue for you guys or autopsy room, something to that effect. But yeah, it's always nice to take a little bit of a minute and get a little fresh air, relax. It's actually very peaceful out here, which probably a lot of people don't think about, is that they think it's all like anxiety inducing and crazy, but sometimes I find like a lot of peace in Urbex, so this is like one of those moments. So we were talking and we kind of agreed that like this section here is kind of a little like kind of empty. It's actually weird too that the power doesn't work in here either, right?
Yeah, that is weird. Just like as soon as it got dark, now we're in the section with no power. But before,
yeah. Everything was like bright.
It's ironic, right?
But yeah, so we were actually making the plan to go all the way back down, because there is a ground floor, and that's what we're kind of hoping we'll maybe find the autopsy room or morgue or something to that effect. We do know there is one in here, so excited for that. Yeah, so let's go. Okay, we're making our way through this like kind of basement-y type section, and I will say it's just really creepy. There is like this salon type chair down here, and I actually looked further down the hall. Sonny's over there right now, and there is a barber shop, so let's go and check that out. All right, here is that barber shop salon type area, and so I'll just show you guys the sinks. There's some of the bowl. Everything's like really kind of all over the place in here, like magazines, food stuff. It's kind of like a big mess, but there's like a soiled linen section here. But yeah, that's kind of that for, I guess, any of the people staying here, because it's also partially, you know, when we're making through a lot of the floors, it's partially a nursing home, partially like this veteran aspect to it, like a mental health hospital. Like it's so many different things, and a lot of that means like long-term stays for some of the patients here, so of course they're going to need things like this to, you know, get their hair done and not look, you know, wild and, I don't know. just basic self-care kind of stuff too, but still cool to see it. I'm gonna see what else is down here, because it feels like this place is never ending. Kind of random, I just wanted to show you guys this IV pole, because that's always kind of cool, you know? But yeah, just like a kind of random bunch of stuff is kind of tossed around down here. I think it kind of was like the last moment where like everything, probably when this place was shutting down, they kind of probably put some random stuff down here, so not all the most logical. All right, this is it. This is that final room we've really been looking for. This is the kind of like a combined autopsy and morgue section. It might not initially look like it, but the autopsy table that used to kind of like be in the center of this room has been removed. But you can still actually see the drain on the floor, and that was for any like, you know, to keep it simple, fluids that, you know, might be coming out of the body or whatever, and just to let that drain. Try to say it in the most PG way I can. But this is actually, I thought the coolest part is that there's still the kind of that like visual bright light that they use, and that kind of is aimed right over the body, and you're just trying to imagine how many people were underneath this light is just crazy to me. But also just the function of it and everything, it feels very eerie just to even stand where I'm standing. But it is cool, and it still moves around. We were adjusting it for photos and stuff, which is cool. But wow, this room has such a crazy feeling to it. And there's this whole like medical cabinet space where probably a bunch of like all the supplies needed for the autopsy and everything else down here would have been kept. Steel scratch brush, I'm not really sure if that would be used for anything down here. There's also like this fake tooth, so I don't really know what the deal with that is. And there's this old really, in my opinion, it's kind of cool, like a old little medical tray or something that would have like all the little, I can imagine in my head, you know, having all the equipment they would need for when they're working down here. I love this area particularly. I always just find this the most fascinating. Most people find it the most creepy. I find it the most enjoyable and the most fascinating. So right now, actually, Sonny's been looking all over the ground because he keeps finding like those, like teeth, I guess? Like those, I don't know, if, like fake teeth, yeah. He has like a little collection. Keeps finding more.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, they're all, it's crazy how many of them there are.
Imagine if these aren't even fake teeth.
Hey, you want to show them really quick?
Sure. It's all the different types.
Yeah.
It's like even like looks like a little molar or something.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put
Those are
them on this
definitely
tray.
not, yeah, we have a whole collection, guys, right now. We have it all set up right here. So I have to give a big shout out to Sonny for this. He got me the full set. Look at that.
It's like something that you would find in like an antique store. Actually made in USA. Crazy.
Yeah. Love. Yee. Wow, that is awesome. So, what do you think of this place?
Pretty crazy, honestly. Not gonna lie.
It's been a doozy. Exhausted, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. We've been here for hours and hours and hours. Crazy there's power on. We've been finding a lot of places with power recently.
Yeah, it's been
is
like
just
a
weird. I mean,
theme. Oh.
the lights. It's like weird. It's like we own the place.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's especially weird when like you can like turn on the switches and everything, because I've been to some places where it's like not the case. Like for most rooms you can't like flip some switches, it's just very selective. But here it's like every section we've kind of had like full control. So either way, I think we are pretty much ready to head on out, right? And get home. We have to actually still get a hotel, guys.
We still have to get out of here. We're not just
Did you get out of here?
Yeah, we're not just gonna leave the building and be at our car. We have to go through this whole entire campus in the dark and stay undetected and make sure that we're okay.
Yeah.
Because we don't know who's parked out there, sitting there with no lights on. A lot of times security will do that and they want to sit there and listen.
Basically,
So,
point of the story, always be careful, guys, if you are out here doing
never
this.
let
You
your
know,
guard
never,
down.
yeah,
Never let your
never,
guard down.
because it's always, you know, expect the unexpected.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But either way, I think we got, you know, a little bit of a journey ahead of us still, just to even get on out of here, and we should get a move on with that. But either way, hope you enjoyed the video, and
Peace.
let's, yeah, head on out of here.
Alright guys, I'm gonna end the video right here. I hope you enjoyed exploring this abandoned hospital with Sonny and I. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and of course, like always, we'll catch you in the next one.